Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Give everyone a few minutes to log in. Hello. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Ann. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to our Monday 12 o'clock Renew and Relax Yoga. This is the first day of our new June fitness schedule. So we have a bunch of new classes being offered this month at different times. So if you haven't done so already, check out the new schedule. This class is normally taught by Nikki, but I'm subbing in for her today. So she'll be back next week. I'll give everyone just a few more minutes to log in. While I'm waiting for everyone to log in, I'll explain a little bit about the changes to the class schedule and how everyone can continue accessing the classes. So for the rest of this week, we will be doing all of our classes live on Instagram like we have been for the past couple of months. And then starting next Monday, we are going to move to live Zoom classes. And so to access that, everyone will need to register for those classes. And then you can access all the live stream classes on Zoom. To find out more information, you can, everything is on our website at uoft.me/moveutm. So check out that link and all of the information on how you can register and be sure to continue accessing our classes. Okay, awesome. We can, I'll start getting started. So for today's class, we're gonna do, we have a 30-minute yoga class in store for us today. We're gonna do lots of flows, holding lots of traditional postures and getting a nice full body stretch into into the next 30 minutes. We'll also focusing on our breathing and doing some guided meditation at the end. Quick disclaimer as well before we get started. If you are new to physical activity or haven't worked out in a while, it's always best first to check in with a physician to make sure that you're able to take on more physical activity into your life. It's also important to make sure that you're working out in a space that is free of any barriers and that you're able to enjoy your workout without getting risk of injury. For today's workout, all we need is a yoga mat. You can also use a towel if that works for you as well. We're gonna be doing some exercises on our back, so you might need some extra cushioning for your back and maybe also for your knees as well. We have the option of adding yoga blocks into our exercise. So last week when we did this, I was using puzzles as a yoga block. But if you have some yoga blocks at home, that's great. And you can use anything that's sturdy and that can kind of help support you to help you get into your postures a little bit deeper. Turn on this light. Whoopsies. Okay. All right, awesome. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna quickly turn off the comments and then we can head over to the mat. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get our music going. All right, awesome. So we're gonna start off at the end of our mat and make our way into a child's pose. So depending on whatever feels good for you in this pose, some people like to put their knees nice and wide, some people like to put their knees together. You choose which option works best for you. Wherever you are, you're just gonna walk your hands out nice and far in front of you, really pushing back through our seat, and then letting our head rest on the mat. Good, really letting our body release as we sit through this posture. So head hanging heavy into the mat, hips hanging heavy into my feet. And so this is our first pose of our class and really helps ground us as we move through the next 30 minutes of class. So checking in with our breath, taking some nice deep breaths in through our nose And then exhaling through our mouth. Deep breath in through our nose. Good. Setting an intention for today's class. And then release. Staying in this child's pose, we're going to move into what's called threading the needle. So starting off, taking our right arm, we're going to bring it underneath our left shoulder, turning our gaze to face that arm, and relaxing your shoulder down to the mat. Good. Keeping that breath going in through our nose and out through our mouth. And really focusing on relaxing through this stretch. Good. Deep inhale in. Let's bring that arm back to center. And as we exhale, bringing our opposite arm to the other direction. Good. Deep breath in. Let's find our way back to center. And from here, we're going to move into a tabletop position. So just positioning my knees to come underneath my hips and my wrists to come underneath my shoulders. From here, I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to flip them the other direction so that my fingers point towards my knees. And so we're going to go into a forearm stretch here. So nice and gently leaning as far back as we can softly into those hands. We're going to keep our full palms on the floor. Now my forearms are very tight. As you can see, I can't lean very far back. Maybe you're leaning a little bit more far back. If you're like me and you have really tight forearms, maybe we can take it into a gentle semicircle, slowly trying to relax our forearms and our wrists, and then taking that direction the other way. Good. Coming back center, let's flip our palms back so that our fingers are facing forward now, and come into a neutral spine. From here, we're going to go into what's called a bird dog. So starting off first with our leg, lifting our left leg up off the ground. Trying to keep my hips square. You can stay here. You can have the option of lifting that opposite arm off the floor as well. As we exhale, lowering both back down to the ground. Deep inhale, lifting our opposite arm and leg up. Good. And exhale, lowering it back down. Let's take that a few more times each side, moving at our own pace and moving with our breaths. Exhale as we lower down. Deep inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering it back down. So one more each side. Deep inhale, lifting up. And exhale, letting it come down. Deep inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering it back down. From here, we're going to step our feet back and find a high plank position. Nice and slow, moving our left leg back and then our right leg back. We're not here long. You have two options. You can bend your knees and hop to the front of the mat, or slowly walk your feet up towards your hands so that your feet are all the way on the mat and our head is hanging heavy. Depending on where you are with this posture, this is a great time to grab onto those yoga blocks for a little bit more support. From here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. As we do, we're going to take our palms and place them to the tops of our thighs. Now we're going to contract through our spine, coming into a neutral spine. Exhaling, letting it all go again. We're going to take a nice deep breath in from here and swoop our arms up overhead all the way to standing, taking our palms together overhead and exhaling down to heart center. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can continue facing the other way. As we exhale, we're going to bring our arms down by our side. And from here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in and float one of our knees up to hip height. Option to take both of your hands and bring them into your shins. Good. Take a soft bend on our supporting leg. You can stay here, you can join me, keeping that opposite arm on our shin. We're gonna fold open our arm and take a nice gentle spine twist towards the direction which our knee is lifted. Good, embracing those wibbly wobbly shakes in our supporting leg. Good, and as we exhale, we're gonna come back center. Now you can stay here again, or you can join me. Bring your hands by our side. We're gonna take our foot and slowly bring it behind us until we find a warrior three pose. So bringing it right behind us. This is a great option too. If you have yoga blocks in front of you, you can grab onto those blocks for support. If not, test out your balance. Keep your hands by your hips. Good, engaging our core. Keeping a nice, long, neutral spine. And as we exhale, slowly bringing that foot back to hip height and lowering it down. Good, release it all back to the floor. Good, deep breath in, coming into a flat back. And exhaling, letting it all go. Nice deep breath in, scooping your arms up overhead. Bringing your hands to heart center. And releasing down by our side. Taking that same flow to our other leg, we're going to slowly float our other knee up to hip height. An option to bring both of your hands in over your shin, bringing it towards you. You can stay here, or keeping your opposite arm on your shin, you're slowly going to fold open your arm towards the direction of the knee that's lifted. Good, embracing those shakes. Soft bend on our supporting knee. Taking nice deep breaths in. And exhaling, bring it back to center. You can stay here with your in a knee balance, or join me bringing your hands down by your side and slowly floating that leg behind us. Coming into a flat back. By keeping our belly lifted. Again, option to grab those yoga blocks below us for support. Okay, neutral spine. Amazing. And slowly bringing that knee in and planting it back down onto the floor. Let's release it all back down. Good, nice flat back fold over. Good. From here, we're going to bring our palms to the ground, taking a soft bend on our knees. Stepping our right foot all the way back and our left foot all the way back. And we're going to press through our palms all the way into our downward dog. This is our first downward dog of class. Good. Let's talk about form in our downward dog, really making my heels heavy into the mat. Good, taking my hips and really pointing them up to the sky. Good, pressing down through my palms, all 10 fingers, really stretching through my upper body. Amazing. From here, we're going to float ourselves forward into our first vinyasa flow of the class. So deep breath in, coming into a high plank position. From here, right away, you can bring your knees down to the mat for some support, or you can keep your knees lifted. Slowly bending our elbows, we're going to come into a chaturanga. From here, turning our feet so the flat part of our feet are facing the mat, and then pressing up into an upward dog. Deep inhale, we're going to curl our toes back under and press ourselves back up to our downward dog, either floating through our knees and then pressing ourselves up, or right away. Let's take that flow one more time. Deep breath in, floating forward into a high plank, and slowly lowering our chest to the mat. Flipping our feet over, pressing up into an upward dog. And exhaling, pressing ourselves back up, downward dog. From here, we're gonna add on. We're gonna float our right leg up into a three-legged dog. Option to bend that knee. Follow me. We're gonna take a nice deep breath in, bringing our knee into our chest, just letting it hover, and then exhaling, pressing it back. Deep inhale, bringing our knee into our chest, and exhale, press it back. One more time, we're gonna bring that knee into our chest, and from here, we're just gonna plant it down. So right now you have some options in this pose. You can take your blocks for some extra support. You can also bring your knee down to the ground. Option to stay here, or if you can, lift that back knee. And from here, we're gonna float our hands behind our back, interlacing our fingers behind our back, and pulling our shoulders away from our ears. Good, lifting up through our chest. Good, really opening our chest up to the sky. Option to turn your gaze to the sky. Good. From here, we're gonna drop our back heel and turn our hips so that they're facing forward. Bring our arms down to shoulder height. We're gonna find a warrior two pose. Good, so back foot is perpendicular, facing in front of me, and then my bent leg, toes are pointed out to that direction. From here, taking a nice deep breath in, we're gonna straighten that bent leg and bringing our right arm up overhead for a side body stretch. And exhale, finding a warrior two pose again. From here, we're gonna bring our hands behind our back and take our foot that's bent and point it towards the front. So right now I'm in a nice wide stance position. I'm gonna take a nice deep breath in and flatten my back so that it is parallel with the ground. And making sure that my spine is neutral again, pulling my shoulders away from my ears. And as I exhale, I'm gonna let my body fold over to the ground. This is another great option to have those blocks nearby for some support. Taking a nice deep breath in, I'm gonna come into my flat back, contracting my back muscles here, keeping my spine neutral. And one more time, letting it all go. Nice deep breath in, let's find that flat back. Again, we're gonna take it to forward lateral lunges, slowly bending my left knee. And then coming back up. Bending my right knee. And then coming back up. Left knee. Back center. And then right knee. Good. Back center. Slowly folding back over onto the ground. I'm going to turn my toes to face the other direction. Hands come around my foot. And I'm going to step my left foot back, finding that high plank pose again. From here, we're going to move into a vinyasa. Slowly bending my elbows, bringing myself down to the mat, and then pressing up, finding upward dog. From here, either moving through my knees, I'm going to curl my toes under and press up into a downward dog. Amazing, me pedaling out my knees a little bit. Good, we're gonna repeat that same flow with our other leg. Here we go, nice deep breath in. Let's bring that left leg up, finding our three-legged dog. Good, as we inhale, bringing our knee to chest, and exhale, release, stretch it out. Two more times, deep inhale, bringing your knee into our chest, and exhale, pressing it back. Deep inhale, I'm gonna bring my knee to my chest, and this time, gently planting my foot down to the mat. From here, I have a few options. I can drop my back knee. I can take my yoga blocks around my front foot for some support. Option to lift that back knee if we're able. Another option is to take my hands and lock them behind my back. Pulling my shoulders down away from my ears, turning my gaze up to the sky. Amazing. From here, I'm going to drop my back foot so that it My toes are pointed in front of me. I'm gonna move my arms up into a warrior two pose. Gently leaning into that bent leg. Nice deep breath in. Let's turn our palm up to the sky. Come into an exalted warrior, stretching through our side body here. And exhaling, finding that warrior two pose again. From here, I'm going to turn both of my toes to face in front of me and interlock my hands behind my back, pulling my shoulders away from my ears. Slowly lowering through my hips, coming into a flat back fold over. Just holding here for a breath. Back is engaged, core is engaged. And exhale, letting it all go. Got it. Option again to grab those blocks for some support. Taking a nice deep breath in, let's come into a flat back, or let's lift up halfway, contracting through our back, and exhale, letting it go. One more time, nice deep breath in, contracting through our back. We're gonna hold it here and take some side lunges again, slowly bending our right leg, and then coming back center. Bending our left leg, back center. One more time each side, right leg, back center, and then left leg. Good, back center. Slowly here, releasing into a fold over again, and slowly turning our toes to face the right side and bringing our hands around our leg. From here, same thing as we did before, we're going to step our right foot back, finding a high plank position. Option to come down to your knees and slowly lower it down to the mat. Pressing up into an upward dog. Good, curling our toes under, we're going to press back up into our downward dog. Good, that is our flow. We are going to take that one more time through on our right side and then our left side. Feel free to go at your own pace. Feel free to make modifications as needed. Good, here we go. Taking a nice deep breath in, raising our right leg up. As we exhale, bring it into our chest. Pressing back, three-legged dog. Coming into our chest. Three-legged dog. And bringing it into our chest, slowly releasing that foot down to the mat. Remember your options here. Bringing your hands, interlocking them behind our back, pulling our shoulders away from our ears. Good. From here, I'm going to drop my back foot, cartwheel my hands, and finding a warrior three pose. Good. Nice deep breath in, straightening through my front leg. And exhale, finding a warrior three. Good. From here, turning both my toes forward, interlocking my hands behind my back, coming into a flat back fold over. Good. And release. Nice deep breath in, contracting through my back. And exhale, letting it all go. One more time, contracting through my back, holding it here. Slowly bending my left knee, coming back center, slowly bending my right knee, and coming back center. One more time each side. Again, working at your own pace, making modifications as needed. Amazing, letting it all go. Slowly turning those toes and facing the other direction. Coming into a high plank. Good. Option to bring your knees down to the mat and slowly lowering your chest down. Good. Release. Pressing up through our palms, finding our upward dog. Amazing. Curling our toes under, pressing up into a downward dog. Good. Taking a moment here if needed. Okay, whatever feels good. Nice deep breath in, inhale that leg up, and bring it into our chest. Pressing back, and coming into our chest. Pressing back, and this time into our chest, planting that leg down. Awesome. Remembering our options to lower our back knee or to use our blocks here. Good. Option here, bringing your hands behind our back, opening up through our chest. Good, and release. Coming up, dropping our back foot. From here, cartwheeling our hands open to a warrior two pose, squaring our hips to the front. Good, deep inhale, bringing our arm up, straightening through that front leg. And exhale, bending that knee. Good, deep. From here, turning both of our toes to the front and interlocking our fingers behind our back, pulling our shoulders away from our ears. Slowly leaning forward, finding that flat back fold over. Good. From here, releasing everything down to the ground. Some deep breath in, flattening through our back. And exhale, letting it all go. Nice deep breath in, contracting through our spine, taking it into our side lunges, bending our right knee, and then coming up, bending our left knee, and then coming back center. Good. Right knee, back up, and left knee, good, back up. Amazing. Folding forward, letting it all go. Good. Last time through, turning over, finding our hands to the mat, and stepping our right foot back into a high plank. Option to lower your knees down to the ground, slowly bending your elbows, find that chaturanga, pressing up into an upward dog. Good, and then last time, we're gonna curl our toes back under, finding our downward dog. Amazing, good work everyone. Taking a soft bend on our knees now, we're gonna turn our gaze to the top of the mat, and we can walk or hop ourselves to our hands. From here, I'm gonna sink my weight down as far as it will go, coming into what's called a low crouch position. So right now, my heels are up off the mat, but I'm letting them hang really heavy. I'll face you this way. Good, so really relaxing here. This is a great stretch for the backs of our ankles and for our feet and our calves. From here, I'm slowly going to walk my hands behind me and find myself into a seated position. If your yoga blocks are in your waist, let's move them out of the way. Good. We're going to make our way into Shavasana, but before we do, we're going to do a couple of rolls in a ball to really massage our back. So option here, bringing your toes, just hovering up off the mat and curling your upper body into a ball. We're going to slowly and gently roll ourselves back and then come back up into a seated position. So letting it go and then coming back up into a seated position. Good. Good. Awesome. So nice and light, letting the momentum of our body naturally pick us up and take us back. Good, engaging our core at the top, just as an option. Good, let's do that one more time, rolling back, and then all the way up. Amazing. Good work, guys. From here, we're gonna slowly roll ourselves down onto our mat. Good, finding our Shavasana pose. So we're going to take these last couple minutes of class to focus on our breathing and really center our mind and our intentions for the rest of the day. So find a position for these next couple of minutes that's comfortable for you. Maybe it's on your back, Maybe it's crossing your feet into a diamond pose and getting a nice hip opener. Wherever you want to be, maybe it's on your side. So as we take these next few minutes from ourselves, knowing that we have the rest of the day still ahead of us, really setting an intention for how we want to feel the rest of the day. Taking a nice deep breath in through our nose, nice and slow, and letting it all go out of our mouth. Moving that breath from the top of our chest deep down into our belly. So that as we inhale and exhale, we're noticing our belly rise and fall. Often we can keep our breathing in the upper portion of our chest, which causes us to have short breaths. Good. Bringing that breath down to our diaphragm, deep into our belly, relaxes us, makes us slow down our breathing, makes it easier for us to take on the day. And checking in on our body here. How does it feel? Noticing how we came into this class at the beginning and how we're feeling now. Good. Taking a nice deep breath in through our nose and slowly circling our wrists and our ankles as we exhale. Good. Bringing our feet in towards our glutes. Let's gently windshield our knees back and forth. So slowly moving them over to the right. And then coming back center. And then moving them down to our left. Good, and back center. Just that one more time each side. Good, back center. And last time, releasing over. Back center. From here, we're going to walk our feet in even closer to our glutes, bringing whatever arm we want to have into our side and rolling over into a fetal position. Continuing those nice deep breaths, filling up through our belly as we slowly push ourselves up into a seated position. Taking this moment now before we end and go back to our day to thank ourselves for coming to this class, for focusing on our mindfulness, to be focusing on ourselves, and thanking our body for the great work that it did today. Bringing your hands to heart center. Namaste. Amazing. Thank you, everyone. I'm so happy that you joined me for yoga class today. You can check Nikki teaching the class next week at noon. And again, be sure to check out our new June fitness schedule by visiting uft.me/moveutm. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.